Hello, what is that Knuckles doing? Hugging Sonic. We're gonna be playing Kozilek's Unsealing Affinity today. I cut the vexing bubbles since they were indeed very vexing for a lot of chatters. Our deck is an Affinity deck that summons monsters and attacks with them. But there is also another way. We can cast Kozilek's Unsealing. And then whenever we cast a mirror or pot monitor, we draw 3 to 5 cards. And whenever we cast a Frogmite, we make 2 spawns. And then if you keep casting enough shit with Glaring Fleshraker, you will win the game. For the grindy matchups, we can sideboard into Simulacrum Synthesizer or Kappa Cannoneer. Well, I guess we're gonna sideboard into both. And importantly, we have main deck Pithing Needle for Shuko, so we're ready for the metagame. 5 days ago, Yogmoth. I have fixed the score thing. Turned out I just didn't have my DB Daybreak account connected to it properly, so it didn't work. But now I do, and it's fine. Why are there so many 2U cards that reward you for casting colorless 7 drops? It's really fucked up, yeah. Just don't know what to tell you. You can save the Labyrinth, because I might just want to keep the mirror for the Unsealings. Although if I go Labyrinth, play Frogmare. I can play Drum and Spell Bomb. Ah, sure. We're gonna draw a 7. Well, like, we can get it back, right? We can just tap Labyrinth to gain the Enforcer back. That's actually kind of crazy. So, like, there's no downside in printing it. I forgot that you have the ability to just put it back into your hand once you use the soul mana. It's kind of good in this deck. We really want the soul land just a little bit, like at the very first, and then you just take the mirror back. So next time I'll play Unsealing, and then I can go another Unsealing maybe even. They might be playing a counterspell strategy, so let's see if they're gonna have two of such an effect. Flooded Strand. I had no idea it was a Flooded Strand. I thought it was... Well, I didn't think much of what it was, but I'm surprised that they just fetched. New cards, old cards, doesn't matter. All get counterspell the same. Do-do-do. 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 That's some kind of a 4C deck. Kind of afraid that if I just play Unsealing, I will get counterspelled. Not counterspelled, leyline bound. After display. Can I unseal your Kozilek? I sure can. We are one artifact short from casting Thought Monitor. Unfortunately. But it would be nice to play Unsealing and I guess draw immediately. Is that Flash? Holy shit, that's Flash. Giant Flesh Tracker. You can escape Flash next turn if they make a land drop. What I will do is I'll play Thought Monitor. We get under Ugin's Labyrinth, which you're gonna play as a regular land. And a Talisman of Creativity. No bounce frog, so you can Unsealing frog into monitor. Perhaps I could have done that. Was I able to? I would have had 1, 2, 3, 4. Bounce frog, so frog would be 2 mana. And I would go Unsealing. Well, I would have needed to draw a land for that. Do I consider myself a creative person? Very good question. Is this deck potential for Pro Tour? Very good question. I have 5 mana here. I could go Return the Mirror, play Talisman, play Unsealing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Draw 3 with the Frogmare. I guess I won't draw if they destroy my thought monitor. So that's a little bit of a problem. So just gonna hope that they won't have Soul to here, Binding. Something like that. Leyline Bonding. Actually, fair. Otagran. It does mean they spend a binding on a non-unsealing. So yeah, was Eugene's Labyrinth better than an artifact land would have been? Not really, I don't think so. It did let me cast Kozilek's Unsealing on turn 2, I guess that was nice. I was just ending on my Unsealing, that's really sad. It's gonna be hard to beat Flash without that unsealingness. Should I try to bounce the thought monitor? It's too complicated, I'll just draw. Sojourner's Companion. Titan of Fire's Fury. It's pretty unfair that my opponent is using counter spells to stop my strategy from thriving. And removal spells too. I guess maybe the bounce frog line was actually the real deal. 1, 2, 3, 4. A, no i to w ogóle nie jest artefakt, no to po chuju. You know what, I'm not even casting the mirrors. I'll just drop deck another Unsealing and then we're gonna win off of that. But we're getting thoroughly bullied by my opponent counting the Affinity. The artifact count at every step. White, red, red. It does feel a bit weird when to see Flash escaping and not putting a land into play. The vibe is kinda off. We are going to board out Glaring Flash Raker in this matchup. Also have Giganta, which I forgot about, but no worry. It's all good. You didn't board out a car. That much is true. We have 5 artifacts. But our main configuration does not match up well against my opponent's strategies. I guess. But don't you worry. We can cut Shadow Spear, Ornithopters, and Glaring Flash Rakers, and bring in Relic, 8 of those, and maybe even the second needle. I think we'll just stick to a single one though. Now in this combination we're going to benefit from Ugin's Labyrinth, I guess quite a lot. A soul land looks pretty solid. Moonstone prototype might be better than drum. That's fine if you ignore its castability. What do you think about the new Tamio and Affinity? She's fine. Probably not really. If you ignore the issue of castability. Affinity though is like a very broad family of weak decks. So they're weak and kind of unrefined because of that, but there's also many branches that you can go. So that question is always a little bit tricky because what is an affinity deck, right? It could be a blue deck, a colorless deck, a mirror deck, an actual affinity deck. It could be like not using the affinity mechanic. Actually, it could be a Thoughtcast Thought Monitor deck. Holy shit, we've got the perfect 20-20-20 split. Guild gates always make you cringe. It's like a guild gate, but also it's like an untapped land for your mirror, so. And Frogmite, so. It depends on how you look at it, I guess. They assuredly are one of the weaker things about the affinity decks. Aj kurwa no. I have to mulligan this. Now that's solid. Well, solid is maybe a slight overstatement, but. Oh yeah. Villain over there playing guild gates as well. Frogmite is free, but we'll keep Frogmite for the next turn. Funny how Synthesizer has an ETB trigger, which actually is a little bit of a downside. Holy shit. What are you doing, villain? Will you just verdict me or something? You can keep the last Frogmite for if we actually get verdicted. I think my board is strong enough. There's a chance villain will simply play the One Ring and then stall the game and win anyways after the 10 turns of stalling. Supreme Verdict. think my opponent didn't read my message, but we drew the best card possible, so we are rebuilding. Come on, bro, sweep me again. Don't you dare. No, 2 verdicts? Co to kurwa jest, no. Kumplu. Alright, under big construct and Giganta this time. Then we top deck Fault Monitor into Joy 7 drop. Although now they could just Solitude exile this. Take 5. So there's less pressure on my opponent. Maybe they play Act of Treason plus Bone Shards. They don't play black. And Urborg. Yeah. Anyone in the chat synthesizing their simulacrum? I cast Supreme Verdict. No, Sorcery Speed Solitude. Okay. That's a sizable amount of life. Significant amount of life. You synthesize in the morning. Holy shit, that must be nice. Probably keep the Sojourner's Companion in case of a third verdict. I bored out the Unsealing? No, I kept it. That's why I also want to keep the Companion. Well, Verdict, Dress Down. You know, I guess like adding 2 more constructs would actually change the clock potentially a little bit, but Flash? Oh no. To fu nie gry z kabla XLR. Flash. Flash? What do you mean flash? It's sorcery speed. Mark 3 treasures, that makes my constructs 13/13s, which changes the clock dramatically. Let's make it so a single one is lethal. 16/16. I think we can cast one. Maybe even casting two is good now. But I don't know, mid-combat dress zone could happen. March. Binding. Okay. So I never killed through binding. Opponent has 2 cards in hand left. They can escape flush, but that seems fairly insignificant in the face of my humongous army. I was pretty lucky to draw triple FOD monitor. Can I explain the simulacrum / unsealing split? Unsealing is the new card. And I want to be able to combo kill uninteractive opponents immediately with third verdict. Holy fuck. I want to kill uninteractive opponents with Unsealing Flashraker. Because that's also a new card. Let's keep the drum in my hand for trickery. What does Flashraker accomplish? It just means you win once you... No, no, no. The ring chaining has begun. It just means you win once you draw your deck. So it's kind of a win con. Well, it also might help you by spamming the science. In theory. In practice, it's probably a bit of a weak card, seeing how game 1 played versus game 2. At least I don't have the energy wrap. The energy wrap, yeah, would be the end of me, I guess. Holy shit, flash with ring is gonna be just a bit obnoxious because you gained life. Keep gaining the life. Yes, keeping lands, artifact lands in hand is good for Kappa. I mean, in theory. If I play Kappa and it resolves. If I get an attack, they'll just die, probably. But yeah, flash with ring. The life gain, the extra turns to get the triggers to do stuff. That seems real good. What are these draws? Which draws? Well, I'm drawing lands in my many land stack. Kind of unsurprising, to be honest. At least I'm not drawing ornithopters because I got them. Kozilek's Unsealing. Unfortunately, I don't have any more 7-drops to cast. And it's not an artifact for a synthesizer. So it's gonna be what? Solitude block. At least I have 40 life. On the flip side. But if I draw a 7 drop, I'll just get to draw a shit ton of cards now. One of Ether Reservoir in the deck to counter Solitude. On paper it could also be an artifact. That's true. Werther, my synthesizer and my unsealing. Ale skurwesyn. To fulak nie widzę w ogóle czatu, wiesz? I think the One Ring should be banned in control decks. It's fine in combo decks, but in control decks it's just giga lame. Siema Piotrek, jak idzie liga? No po chuju idzie. Damn it, no, didn't work out. Up to the timer now? I don't know. Like, if they have 8 minutes, like, it's not up to the timer. It might be, like, up to whether they can kill me. I mean, assuredly they can. Flash is 9 per turn. But, you know, if I keep drawing cards that do something that puts more constructs in play, so... Well, not anymore, I guess. Holy shit, Bosejuren loop. Alright, I concede. It seems like my strategy of putting things into play was met with a strategy of removing things from play, and a fairly successful one. Now, let's get paired against an opponent who will run 0 removals, and then we're gonna see the true power of Affinity. How many flash did I see in opponent's list? 2? I mean, they probably play 3 or 4. They played it pretty early. Flash is probably pretty good against Scam. Oh no, we're stuck with big flash. Have to restart model to remove it. Flash, 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 flash. Flash, flash. Bro, Hatsune Miku is just incredible. I wish they made magic cards with her. That would be crazy. Do I want you in my room? Giganta Mirror. Let's keep this hand. . Play Darksteel Citadel and pass. I did not win a game where I get swept twice. In fact, I lost it. Shikozi on my leg until I unseal is a better title. I don't think so. I think that meme is a little bit forced and unelegant. I think I'll keep the drum in my hand with the Flash Raker. Just play Saga with the intention of making 2 constructs. Maybe that's being too smart. Haywire Might. O ty skurwysynie. I guess they play Giganta, so it was clear they are not scam. How hot is this take? Saga is kinda bad. Not that hot. At least I agree with it a little bit. I think Saga is like a pretty big liability in many decks. And people love to stick it in, well, random places, such as my opponent's deck. Glaring Flash Raker not looking so great. Frogmere. Can I send you my Affinity list for you to take a look? Sure. You're welcome to do so. That's an incredible Affinity list, brother. It makes sense. I like the look of it, except for Emery.
He's a phenomenal control player.
Polo.
Holy shit, I'm glad they took the Glaring Flash Tracker because that card doesn't do anything. Did I see the new blue-black Asmo Emery Cannoneer deck that won a league? I did not. Yeah, what I don't like is that it's kind of an aggro deck and Emery is not an aggro card. Although, maybe having some non-aggro cards is actually preferable in your aggro deck. Also, what I don't like is, I guess, Memnite and Ornithopter. They kind of are pretty weak too. So, I don't like plenty of cards in your deck, but besides that, it's fine. Holy shit, a 1 mana 6/7. And people were telling me it's weak. That's crazy. Just the mental gymnastics that you have to go through to tell yourself that Necrogoyf is not the most powerful thing ever. TBH, could we play Gruul Grinding Station with 6 and Shifting Woodland maybe? Those are great suggestions for an Affinity deck, they would work wonders. Holy shit, Villain is taking full advantage of their Urza Sagas. Blood Fountain. Kappa is an interesting way to take advantage of the cookbook, actually. I guess that's a really good combination. I didn't think of that specific combination, but that's really nice. That actually looks solid. Now, seeing that we are up against Jand, I'm going to bring my Relics of Progenitus and my good cards while cutting the weak ones. I think Glaring Flesh Raker might have been just a glaring mistake during the deck building portion of this deck. Thoughts? If I want to keep my Galvanic Blast, I need more cards, so I guess I'll just not play Galvanic Blast. I am on the play. Blood Fountain to compensate for 0 artifact lands. It's also a way to cast Asmo. And also a way to rebuy Asmo and Cannoneer later in the game. It's kind of, I guess, not fully irrelevant. I relies too much on an early Asmo or Cookbook. Well, I mean, we've got Asmo and Cookbook, so like they find each other. Sounds okay to me. Honestly, I might just try this list like as is. Just looks like everything fits well in it. Lauren revealed, holy shit, maybe that doesn't. Cerulean Drake, ooh. Tishana Straightbinder. Assuredly Needlemane with... Assuredly Needlemane given the... Nadu meta. Lorien enables Asmo. Holy shit, I did not realize that. Tamiya with Amber. Tamiya sounds good too. But Lorien Asmo, that's actually something I didn't think of. That's crazy good. Well, maybe not crazy good, but just sounds good. Tamiya sounds just good to have in a deck like this. I'll play the 3 PM challenge today. So probably I can get 2 leagues, this one and another league before the challenge. I'll play the challenge with Nadu. But how fast can you cast a Kappa or a Monitor without Cookbook and Asmo? Bro, just draw your Cookbook or Asmo, like what's your problem with that? You just do it. That's like... That's the thing. You just will. Relic. Kappa. Any golden kappas in the chat? Holy shit, they made a 3 mana 1/1. I keep the Frogman in my hand to trigger my free drops if I draw it. If I draw them, I guess. One of them. Everyone is making shitty unsealing jokes. Would you say that the ceiling on those jokes is not very high? They just keep being unfunny. Engineered explosives X0. Oh no, that's going to answer both of my constructs. Actually, Treasure Vault with Kappa, that's like pretty good. You can add 3 counters. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 counters. But I'll just draw with Relic. I think. Ooh, Eugene's Labyrinth. Now that's good. That's solid. Still saving the Frogman for next game. Maybe that's wrong. But like, I don't kill the next turn anyways, really. Well, I guess I cannot do it, but like the Frogman hits. Because that would play it pre-combat attack, they would be at 11, then I have this to add 2 treasures, another one. Ooh, that's an answer to Kappa. Well, I'm glad I kept it, I guess. What strategy is employed by the villain? It's John Saga, they're grinding. They just spend a sweeper. Alright, let's go, Mir. Get them. They deluge again. Go to 1 life. Bit awkward, but... What if you just drew Emery here? That would be pretty bad. Ah, Giga punished. I mean, slightly punished. Three Daredevils. This artifact deal 2 damage, okay. I'm gonna bolt. Ooh. Top. Top. True name Nemesis in MH4. Me too. They exile. The other guy plus in Myra. I hope they don't die. What a disexile. The exile delusion land. I guess. Too bad we didn't get to pop off. Lauren revealed to can't to enable Asmo. That's some arcane magic. What do we make this deck mono blue? Asmo is not mono blue. What's the blue land? Spells you cast gain improvise. That's no good, right? It's no good. Kappa improvise, yeah. What monitor improvise? That can barely ever be relevant. Maybe casting Tapland was the best option, honestly. Holy shit, I hoped small guy into big guy. Eugene's Labyrinth! Lands do not get casted, but you get what I meant. I'll play Urza Saga now, get it haywire mighted, and die. Horribly. Orbos Edge looped. Or Alpine Mooned, holy shit. Well, it's not over. It's not over. It's not over yet. We can regroup ourselves, but relying on Saga on the draw is always so rough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 artifacts, 6 artifacts, good. So next turn I can go Simulacrum, Podmonet, or Sojourner Companion. If my opponent never casts anything that interrupts me. I think they flip 2 lands with Seek the Beast. You still need one more creature to make mana though. O kurwa, faktycznie. Then it's over, we can't win. Change of plans then. Don't bowmaster me. Right, what part of don't you don't get? Well, it's not a strong play, but it's a tempo play. That might be a problem. Dram. Silver Bluff Bridge is way better than a land, but you do you, villain. And that said, if their hand is Bowmasters and 4 lands, then I guess I can win. Kappa. Kappa, 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 kappa. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Do we just not have Unsealing? Well, I have Unsealing in my deck, I don't have it in my hand. I don't think I drew it in this match. But the deck is in fact an Unsealing deck. I'd have a removal for this, I'll die. But such is life. No, no, no. No. Oh. Okay. I have to put Unsealing back because of Bowmasters and like I won't have anything to trigger it. Wait, what? That's very kind of you, opponent, but why'd you do that? Holy shit, Bossaduran is it's like pretty rough anyways. They wanted to deny you the scry, I guess. I refuse to think that my opponent went through this level of consideration. 6. Red and 6 and 6. I hope MH4 has Ren. Alright, they have like Might and Boseju. They can Boseju everything 5 times per turn. I will concede. Yeah. Let's play one more match. If we lose, we're gonna switch to Asmo Kappa. It would be nice to trigger Kozilek's Unsealing at least once for the purposes of content. Oh, oh. Open my heart. Oh, oh. I'm a dog. This hand has an Unsealing. I'll just draw a land in my first draw step. If I don't, then I'll concede and we're gonna play the Kappa deck. Holy shit, Silver Buff Breach is just rules. It's just so good. Okay, Burn, Prowess. Prowess say that we could Goldfish, but they could also board a Werther and just demolish me. Nice land, right? Right. It's a land, right? Oh, kurwa, it's not a land. What a ground and intoxicating. For the love of God, wizards, unban Ancient Den, and the rest. What's even the name of the blue one? Seat of Synod, yeah. Please. Because trying Affinity decks is an exercise in pain. Lots of pain. I guess if I survive, I can do some nice stuff. I think I'll never pop off Saga. So just hope I won't die. Jeden, dwa, trzy. 8, so 2 burn spells kill me. Maybe they won't have 2 cheap ones. I need all the resources I have to combo off next turn. Yeah, green force, force of vigor. Chat, they'll just play a Boros Charm, then I draw an artifact land, I combo. Aye, that's a bad sign. Okay, that's a good sign. Goblin Guide, sure, that's okay, that makes me survive. Awesome. We're gonna unseal pretty hard. Will we? I play Saga. Unseal. Ing. This is free mana, so he casts it as a prototype. That makes 2 Sions. This costs 2 mana. So I can cast Shadow Spirit for free. I cast Frogmere. Oh, I'm unsealing. Pow. Holy guacamole, we are doing it. I'll draw 5. Okay. You could have just monitored first, right? Doesn't really matter. Yes. I'll play Ornithopter, actually a mistake. I'll draw 3. I'll draw 3. Draw 3 again. I think because we need to get a pair of Frogmites to get a Flash Raker into play. Here they are. Frogmite. Frogmite. Flash Rake. Flash Raker? I barely knew her. Ornithopteros. Deal 1 damage. Play Talismanos. We could equip it with Shadow Spear to gain life, actually. For blue mana, I'll draw 5. Play Springleaf Drum. Surely haste, lifelink, swing, pass, swift, lethal on board is good enough. Haste what? No, you're just gonna combo kill them. We have Flash Raker to deal damage to them. It's not infinite, but it is a significant amount. Nice deck, bro. Holy shit, thanks. When you cast a colorless spell, you make a spawn, and whenever another colorless creature enters, you deal 1. So now that we cast the second Flash Raker, we just gonna Flash Rake away everything. I don't have the boots now. So that's the idea with Flash Raker, chat. That's like the purpose. It's a full combo card, but it kind of only works if your opponent will never destroy any of your permanents, I feel. Which arguably is a downside. Now we're up against Baron. We need to go fast. There is no time to mess around. So I guess I'll have 2 Galvanic Blasts to slow their clock over Needle and Relic, which seem poor. And we're gonna keep the Unsealing thing. Making creatures is just way too slow against Baron. We need to use Flash Raker to win immediately. Rolling Vortex Waiting Room. Oi oi oi. You know what they say about Rolling Vortex. Well, not much. Generally, people don't talk about that card a lot. Ooh. Keep. Turn 1, top land. Turn 2, soul land. What is the deal with Amped Raptor in Baron? It's like doesn't really make much sense to me. It's based. Okay. Here I'll go Labyrinth Enforcer, Flash Raker, Rolling Top turn next turn. And then the turn after I'll be unsealing my friends. I guess maybe not because I'm limited on blue, but I guess maybe I should play Unsealing first. It's kind of the same. Is it possible to just play Saga here? That seems too weak. I think we're gonna go with the original plan. We have to rake some flashes. 1 damage, 2 damage. So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4 mana. Unsealing makes a Scion too, a spawn. They shouldn't ever made Eldrazi Scions because now the name is confusing. I guess Fleshraker will not make a spawn because he's dead. Eidolon of the Great Revel. Ay ay ay. Mm. I guess I need to play Sojourner's Companion. Maybe change of plans. Play a 4/4, block your ground creatures. Make construct. Play Thought Monitor to jump Dragon Raid's Channeler. Gain Shadowspear. Will they make a Greek mythology set, or do you think Theros covers it? I think Theros is pretty explicitly a Greek mythology set, isn't it? That would be weird to make another one, in fact. Raptor into Bolt, take 4 damage. God, Stone Golem. Did you spend 30 seconds looking that up to make the joke? I mean, joke, like ridiculed my card in chat. That's fair. If I make a construct, I have 1, 2, 3 artifacts. So I can cast shit. So I'll play Brigade and pass. It's basically a Hellenistic period set. Anyone in the chat having a Hellenistic period? Boros Charm. Bros Charm. Keeps on top. Ay, ay, ay. Guess I'll just die if they attack with everyone. Trapdoor, maybe they'll kill themselves. Imagine if I had Galvanic Blast here. Which I boarded in. Playing versus tier B MH3 cards, I see. Fair. Using A tier myself. Labyrinth was, I guess, kind of fine. But not really. Let's have 4 Galvanic Blast if they play stuff like this. What do we trim? Maybe Kappa is actually what I should be doing. No, we have to unseal. 61 it is. Arilax saying the fact that you can play 12 Mirren forces if you want convinces him that 0 is the actual right number. Again, Affinity is actually 1000 different decks rather than just a single deck, so it's pretty hard to say what is right and what is not. But certainly mirrors are a little bit weak, just generally speaking. I agree. I'm gonna play a turn 1 Saga here to get turn 3 Drum and just absolutely pop off. Yeah, Raptor plus Eidolon is adventurous. Let's put it this way. I can't cast anything. I mean, it's clear that mirrors are pretty bad. They do enable a lot of funny shit. Or like pay you off for a lot of funny shit. Don't dare you wear the Saga. Yeah, Lava Spike, whatever. Now, next time we're gonna unseal really hard. No, don't bolt my Ornithopter, I need it. I think my opponent doesn't want me to unseal all upon them. Aj, 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 aj. Oj, kurwa, klopsik, no. We got one nice combo turn, that's like what we got out of those 3 matches, but... Whew. I can't recommend Kozilek's Unsealing to anyone who's trying to win, and I guess I can't even recommend it to anyone who tries to have fun, because playing those fucking top lands is actually the opposite of that. And like most of the time spent playing like this deck is being one off from casting anything, and then it's kind of like really unfun of an experience. Let's try this deck. Hey, why don't we play a league with Grinding Station? That's because I'll play a league with Kappa Asmo now. I don't have a list of Grinding Station in mind. If I were to try it, I would play with Asmo. Not Asmo, Tamio in it. But we have to rebuild it. Tamio with no spells in the deck. Can play Tamio alongside Street Raves too. No Blood Fountain, but Street Raves. That enables turn 1 Asmo, and you can like go Tamio, Street Rave to flipper. Have I played Ruby Storm yet? I don't think I played it myself. Blue-black Asmo Affinity with Ugin's Binding. Ugin's Binding triggers on a colorless monster, right? So you have to cast a Mir, which disqualifies it as a weak thing. But besides that, sounds okay. Nobody casts Kappas. What about the frog? Let's cut Emery. Let's play Psychic Frog. Can we cut Saga too from this deck? Is 2 Monks greedy? 2 Monks is just bad, it's not greedy. Psychic Frog with Oval Chase Daredevil? That sounds solid. Maybe cut down to 2 Saga. You don't want Cannoneer at this point, surely. Oh, buddy.
He's a phenomenal control player.
You're probably right. Let's get 1 Saga. Then we're gonna keep Monitor, Kappa Cannoneer, Blood Fountain too, as his double artifact Asmo enabler. Kappa enabler. Saga Psychic Frog is... But I guess we'll manage. Urza Saga is the cringest card. Everybody thinks it's good, but it's not. Urza Saga comes with many downsides, but nobody acknowledges them. What about Shadow Spear? What about it? Apple Bottom Spear and Saga on the floor. I fetch the land. Is the new MDF land better than Otawara here? No. Do I want Giganta? Na. For sure I do. Psychic Frog and Echo of Eons, because I think that interaction in a funny way, but I think it'd be us. At this point, just make it a non-artifact Asmo deck, brother. Don't tell me what to do. Thoughts on Trophy Leather Nadu list? I played with it yesterday, I didn't like it. I played for 3 matches though, but like the One Ring seemed like a pretty weird card to include in the main deck of an Asmo deck. More about Teferi as a grindy slash protect your combo card. Grazer is unplayable too, don't play it. I'm pretty sure. Those are my thoughts. I'll play the challenge with Nadu at 3 PM. For now, we're playing, well, Psychic Frog and Tamio. With literally 3 spells in my deck, but why does the Psychic Frog have a tower on the back? It is not a tower, my friend. Yeah, not playing wall. Like, if you play Chord, you need to play wall. I've looked at those people, they just get stuck with their Rattle Progentus, maybe not. They get stuck with their chords in their hand that they can't cast. The only way to properly support chord in Modern is to play wall. With wall the card is kinda broken, without the wall it's kind of unplayable. Choose which one you want. Like clean mana. Okay. We need a needle to name Shuko. I don't get the Cerulean Drake, so I'll take the liberty to cut it. Fluta. Fluta is like such a non-canister card. Mic muted. Holy shit, did it break? What do I do? What do I do? Maybe I'll unscrew the screw and screw it again. Too bad you can't hear me. What was my first mobile phone model? I don't remember. Some Nokia? But I can't tell you what specific Nokia. Blood fountain are really needed? Yes, really needed. Deck will not function without blood fountain. In fact, let's play Mono Flare instead of Metallic Rebuke Kake. It's okay to sacrifice Fort Monitor, it's okay to sacrifice Spare Tamio if it's free. Rise and Shine might be a good card in this deck, maybe. Maybe. So I guess I changed the deck a lot. Actually, Rise and Shine is not a good card in this deck. Or in general. Has a pretty funny artwork though. Let's go. Asmo Kappa. Będzie żaba grana. W tej chwili właśnie dołączam do giery żabą psychiczną. We're gonna discard our Oval Chase Daredevil to the Frog over and over. That's actually pretty nice that like you will be able to get some tangible value from Oval Chase Daredevil, which you normally don't. You just get more food tokens, but those don't really do anything after a certain point. But then if you just like play Frog, you can easily grow it with your spare extra Daredevils. Even if you have 3 in your hand, you're gonna go discard 3 like Mishra's Bubble, discard 3 more. Use Cookbook, discard 3 more. That suddenly is a 10-10. Let's break modern with this amazing brew by Canister. Yes, let's go. We get to summon Kappas, break modern, all that stuff. Holy shit, I insta keep this hand. Looks pretty funny though. They mulligan to 4, so I think we can do 3. That's dredge level mulligans. Or Tron. I wonder about the variance of draws in a list like this. Maybe a copy or two of Buried Alive to unclog the pipes. Not interested. They moved 2-2. Villain is currently on 2 cards. What about Sink into Stupor? Otawara doesn't cost me 3 life to deploy as a land. 3 life decides games because Burn exists, which is a deck that is all about casting lightning bolts, 3 damage to face, right? So just by existing, it proves that Otawara is better than Sink into Stupor in a normal deck. No play. What deck moves to 2? I dredge. I think my opponent is a dredge player too, I'm not entirely sure. A known dredger. I'll fetch the Survey land. Villain is slowly unmulgunning, they're on 4 cards already. Putting up minor resistance, I guess. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh. We've got the Frogster. With Oval Chase Daredevil. That's gonna be an entirely new level of having to min-max your discards and Daredevil returns. Oh, not even getting to Frog. Ooh. You go Psychic Frog, discard Daredevil, play Fountain, return, discard, make blood, return, cookbook, discard. So you get 3 counters this way. And I guess the guy is in my graveyard, but if I ever put an artifact into play, it gets back to my hand. I'll board a Soul Guide Lantern as a 61st card, given that my opponent might be a dredge player. But I'm not sure. Frog with spare Daredevil does sound nice. It does, yeah. A card like Breakthrough in Modern. What's Breakthrough? Is that the dredge card? Hand stinks, so I'll keep. Like X, draw something. Seems like villain is in fact dredging. Or maybe neo-branding, actually. True. Draw 4, then choose X cards in your hand and discard the rest. What a sick effect. Moseju. Summoner's Pact. Oh no, they're doing it. Allosaurus Rider. Assassin's Blade. Where's my auctioneer? Cold Light Oracle. I don't know what's in Mississippi River. If that you mean the Cascade deck, then it's just Neobrand. It's a modern deck. Although I played it in Legacy too. I wonder how will they pay for those pacts. Yeah, that's crazy. What is stronger, Oval Chase plus Frog or Grizzlebrand? It's Grizzlebrand. Holy shit, it's like the Star Wars Anakin and his wife meme. You're gonna pay for those pacts, right? Smiling face. You're gonna pay for those pacts, right? Are we about to be the first victim of Sorin ever in Neo form? Which is stronger, a little girl or autochthon worm? Well, my vote goes for autochthon worm. And it's also just objectively true. Wait, Tassa? No, they're gonna... Not Tassa's Oracle. Oh, Sorin me, chat. Villain will now draw 14, play second Mock Summer, play Sorin, move to combat, flip Sorin, and shoot me for 10,000 bajillion. Happily ever after. Sorin of House Markov. Yeb. Minus 28. Holy guacamole. Everything that interacts with the combo. Coming in. Guess Harky's Recall doesn't quite do that. Cards that are weak. Kappa Cannoneer. Now the deck also loses to Fatal Push. It doesn't lose to Fatal Push. Sorin gets cast once you... Once you have drawn your deck, so you don't lose to Fatal Push. You have your entire deck in your hand. You have Pacts. Flare seems slow, brother. My goal in the match was going to deploy Tamio and hold up Flare. It's literally all I need to do. Full monitor is probably a cut. It's funny to play against Neoform because most of the cards don't matter. So get out to Fulek, kurwa. Udaya, definitely, I agree with you. Week 1 is when you play those decks. Like, week 1 I still get character, right? I played the Unsealing Affinity and lost to just removal spells and Leyline Binding out of Fleisch control. They have an alternative win con instead of Sorin. Well, no, they don't. That's the win con, it's Sorin. Once you draw your deck, it just means that you have 3 cards that win, right? So they lose to 4 Leyline of Sanctity. Guess. I mean, Chad, you're pretty funny sometimes. The Neobrand deck loses to much more than, or I guess depending on the context, much less than a land 4 Leyline Sanctity. In fact, like, do you think there ever was a modern game where a player has put 4 Leyline of Sanctity into play? Well, of the Void. I'm asking about Sanctity specifically. Disciple of Freya Least, that's sick. Which is Daredevil, that's sick. So they lose to Rund Halo, huh? Well, not really, but... Rund Halo will require you to have an extra mana to Boseiju it. Is Ruby Storm a real deck? Yes, seems pretty real. Or Bowmaster? Yes, that deck was losing to Bowmaster. Before Endos still. Wow, my hand is nothing. I'll sure hope they don't answer my needle and combo off. But the best I can do is just make more power and toughness, because they have a harder time comboing when they have a lower life points total. What are the Lavaspur boots? Would actually be pretty good here, yeah. They lose to Chant in response to Pact. Oftentimes. You know, they lose to a counterspell and literally anything, so you can beat that by casting, you know, a Pact of Negation. That's been true. So, like, Chant is like a counterspell. On all Osiris Rider is literally the same. Alright, we won this match. Good match of Magic the Gathering. Psychic Frog really shone. And was really contributing to the match, right? I like the Frog NGL. Yeah, me too. I'm gonna go the buffer now. Holy guacamole, I love Urza's Saga. Cap. Maybe discard Frogster actually. Lead on Tamiyo. The fountains should support those two. Sad Amulet? Nadu. Yeah, Nadu. Two cards in hand though. Seems kind of wasteful to play Grazer here, but they shouldn't actually combo next turn if they play the Grazer. Block. No zajebiście. Because if they, like, I don't know why they play the Grazer, because they just keep the Grazer in hand, go Gardens, the next turn, if they have Bounce Land Titan, they can, or if they top deck the missing piece, they can assemble that. Maybe they have neither Bounce Land nor Titan in hand. Nice mana, thanks. I appreciate your comment. Did Amulet Titan get anything from MH3? It did get a few cards. I have not tried them though. One of Nantuko is Overkill and Amulet, question mark. It's probably fine to play. I don't think it is a great card in post-board games in Amulet, which were always the major struggle compared to Game 1s, but it opens some nice things and you can for sure play it. Can play Psychic Frog. That's probably just a bit too weak. We can also play Kappa. Which seems better. Did we pack Harbinger of the Seas for this matchup? My deck is a Saga deck, so it does not play Harbinger. For sure others did, and Villain will frequently have to play against that. Wow, this time they don't block? Curious. Third amulet. Still no bounce land. Curious to find a amulet and not a different effect then, but what do I know? So just gonna make Kappa a 2-turn clock and maybe find a flare. When they get mad with the first saga, it's a good question. Oh no, she flips. Aye, aye, aye. That's useless. Well, I guess like it's the same amount of power on Kappa. Kamail, Tamio kinda blows. You too, buddy. They do die next turn to my Kappa, right? It's for 9 and then for a 10. 11, 10. Well, currently it's not killing. I guess we would need something extra. Canister wins. Hey, Kappa, Kappa, hey, Kappa, Kappa, hey. Hey, Kappa, Kappa, hey. Canister wins the match. Wow, opponent just... I don't know, good mod that they played against Tamio Kappa. Tamio gets back permanent, right? I rather to make sure it's instant or sorcery card, so it's pretty weak in this deck. Can buy back flares. So the Planeswalker is a little bit bad in this deck, but you know, the Planeswalker that just sticks up to the ultimate so that Psychic Frog can draw entire deck and kill is what she is in this deck. Why does Kappa see itself? The wording seems like it wouldn't give itself a +1 counter. Yet it does. Kappa is an artifact and is entering the battlefield, so it does see itself. It's awkward, but that's how it functions. How did I acquire so many new cards so fast? I got a special account from Daybreak Games, which is called DB_canister. Daybreak_canister, which is just an all access account. So I can't play the QP events in there, but it's perfect for trying out various shitty decks on the stream. Whenever Kappa Cannoneer or another artifact. Holy shit. What a way to word that. Perfect. We can play Tamio, Moxamber, and not deploy our Blood Fountain because it's black. I do get to keep the account forever, yes. We do get to flip Tamio on turn 2 if you want to. Well, Mulgans to 5. What is with those villains today? I haven't been playing leagues lately, but it's just... Leagues are incredible, chat. How many cards are in the accounts collection? Very few. Just the MH, not MH. Commander cards that you can't actually play normally from Warhammer and Jurassic Park because those have weird licensing. Merfolk King, I think it's actually worse. Holy shit, we get to turn to Fort Monitor and flip Tamio? Living End? Okay. It does not have all the cards. All access accounts actually don't have the cards, but they just actually let you use all the cards without having them. Can also flip it turn 2. Well, that's what I'm saying. I can flip it by casting Fort Monitor, not even by cluing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I want a Watery Grave so that I can cast my Flare without any issues. I think this might just be a non-Saga deck. Like, fully non-Saga deck. Like, that should be just possible not to play Saga at all. Hope they don't counter that. So, subtlety on this would be a bummer. Yeah, I had a Mox account once, and then, like, a new set released. And it just became irrelevant. Because it no longer had all the cards, actually. Holy shit, what a draw. Black Flare is just bad. Black Flare is black, chat. This deck doesn't have black creatures that it wants to sacrifice. Like, it literally doesn't do anything for this deck, right? So that's is in fact pretty bad, I think. I think I have to Otawara Waker of the Waves. As cringe as it is. Chat, I do have 600 chests on my main account, which are actually ready to be opened. I'll do that if we hit 50 subs today. Deal? Then we're gonna time the lag and see how long does the client lag for. Should be a good amount. The last time I opened a lot of chests was like 300 or 400 chests when Brothers War released. I was looking for some Brothers War cards. I don't remember which one. And it just, I don't know, like 3-4 minutes, something like that, of wait.
He's a phenomenal control player.
Holy shit, ghoul looking ass. Thank you. Wow, Tamio is actually fogging. That's useful. I'll bounce the whale. Tamio still dies. So I have to do it now because of Mox Amber. That Decon Sharks can block the River Winder, so it's not the worst. I can play another Saga to have double Saga in play, so I guess Saga looking not too bad in fact. Curator of Mysteries. Curator? I barely knew her. Hey, Kappa, Kappa, hey, Kappa, Kappa, hey. I subtlety. Dobra, kurwa. Frajerze, subtlety ci na imię. Psychic Prog looks pretty decent against Living End. It's an unlimited discard outlet for all of the creatures. If I can get a Psychic Frog postboard into play and just have Kappas and Pot Monitors in my graveyard, then I can probably beat a pretty big Living End. Asmo was always pretty good against Living End because you could just discard your monsters with Cookbook. The deck seems doing fine without Asmo Book shenanigans. Do you mean in that you would like to cut it, or that it's good that it's able to perform actions without having the central piece available? Because both are nice, I guess. They want to Living End again, then so be it. Maybe trading was the play actually. So that Kappa comes back. Probably not. Because this actually like forces the Living End pretty hard for the villain. Have I already played Amulet after MH3 release? I have not. In fact, I'll be playing non-Amulet decks. Which I guess was implied by what I said when I said I didn't, but... Tamio! Two constructs, book, food attack. I didn't have the mana for that. Or no card to discard, I guess, yeah. Well, yeah, no mana actually. Moxamber wasn't a mana source, I didn't have a legend. Was it maybe better to loot Tamiya away to look for artifactus? Perhaps. I guess if they're living in now, that's a bit awkward. Nine Kappa though. I guess dealing the one last point of damage is gonna be pretty hard. They're playing a pretty large board. Might be in trouble actually. And by might I mean we are. They will for sure have a cascade spell now. Two living ends in the graveyard. Oh, maybe they didn't find a cascade or they ran out of living ends. So we out-Kappat their Cannoneers. Soulguide Lantern in Tormod's Crypt in Flare of Daniel in Force of Negation. Actually, I don't care. Spell Pierce in Thoughtseize in. Now, what is bad? Not much. That's a problem. I think both Kappa and Thought Monitor are pretty excellent because they can end up in your graveyard and be good. Tamiyo is an enabler for Flare and pretty cool. Asmo is pretty bad, I guess. I guess I don't need multiples of Tamiyo and I don't need multiples of Asmo. Because I just need to have an Asmo somewhere, and Asmo is gonna be in my graveyard, that's gonna be fine. Maybe I'll just cut the Thought Seizes. In Mox Hammer because I got legendaries. And a Blood Fountain for being bad. Let's go. And we got the perfect 20 lands, 20 spells, 20 creatures split. Again. I will keep this hand. Got a devil, perhaps. I don't have Emery, so I don't have ways to dig deeper for Daredevil, and I have the Frog, so I have ways to benefit from multiple Daredevils that I draw, so kind of not worried about having extra Devils. Cookbook seems like a reasonable card to discard for them, yeah, probably the best one. Because I think they can really beat a Cookbook. What is my favorite MH3 deck and card so far? Well, the best deck is Nadu. Bant Nadu. Teferi. While My favorite deck was the mono black one, I think. Can be the frog either. Yeah, the frogster is really good. Like, what is my opponent gonna do? They live again? I'll just discard those three and have them on board. I think playing 4 Shuko main deck is better than playing Stoneforge. Like, Stoneforge into Shuko is not actually better than just drawing a Shuko in your opening hand. And the value plan of Shuko is just kind of the value plan of Stoneforge going for Kaldra or whatnot is just dubious. I did buy 4 Shukos on Modo for 30 tickets yesterday. No sagas, question mark. I'll play with 2 or 3 sagas in the challenge today. I'll play with this list today. Is there a world where I want to play Lightning Greaves? Not really. It doesn't combine that well. Just Outrider, Encore, and Shuko are the best way to target your creatures. Just play those. Ooh, that's a pretty big graveyard. Turu 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 tururu. Turu 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 tururu. Turu turu tururu. Turu turu tiru turu turu tiru. Dee doo doo dee dee doo 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 doo. Harshmender yesterday, it was funny. Did you lose? Just finished watching Mango play Nadu, got smashed most rounds. Might be a skill issue. I don't know if this was even the best move. Maybe hold Asmo in hand was actually better. But also, I think in your if you like rely on Saga in your Nadu deck, then you're gonna just lose more than like I don't know. The combo is so strong, right? So why introduce a weak point where your opponent gets to blow you out super hard? Eldritch Evolution? I think I prefer a Summoner's Pact than Eldritch Evolution. Now it's so boring. Sure. Well, the comment is to draw your deck and like from there you win somehow. I kind of agree, Da Vinci, yeah. I think Nado is insane and just gets clean, it's gonna be so strong. I don't think I want to play anything. It's kind of no benefit. Your list is the best I've seen so far. Yeah, I'm just gonna include a Oblivion Ring creature to fetch. Trying to think of something that's not Skyclave Apparition, which is white. That's a bit awkward, but I guess I can afford one. Any other Oblivion Rings? Something that costs 1 white mana? What about the werewolf guy? What's that? Brutal Cathar? No. There's no way I can play Thief of Sanity. Is that the new Eldrazi? Yeah, I don't think you can play that. Ooh, Old Chase Daredevil. Nadu should be at least a 4-drop. Wise words, my friend. So true. Get to discard the Daredevil twice. You don't want to buy a Seal on Safekeeper from Judgment for 160 euro. You can simply buy the MH one for 20 cents. I'm guessing that's how much it costs. Pięć, 6, 7, 8, so I can just try to lethal. Need to discard my entire hand. Deputy of Detonation. That's an option, but I think too bad. I mean, like, what are I gonna do, right? Just die if I attack them. Will I discard Flare? How many Clowning Garden in my list? 0. Not really compatible with Teferi, I don't think so. How would I play Teferi than Clowning Garden? But not opposed to the idea of Clowning Garden in general. Well, I'll just attack them, I'll keep the Flare. I have 2 Sagas. Right now. One Shifting Woodlands for the Lulz. This one's probably pretty bad, but kind of interested. Better playing Teferi than Ancient Tomb, damn. Yeah, Ancient Tomb is like an apt comparison, like try casting Nadu with Ancient Tomb, good luck. Drama is a stretch, I think. Drama's been pretty nice in the few times I drew it. It's really broken with wall. Go wall, dram, top wall. So much mana. Wall, dram, Shuko. It's like a possible line. Ooh, Spell Pierce. Okay, I think we're gonna be okay. Woodlands was really good. Alright, we'll try it then. We'll see. Psychic Frog, actually pretty decent against Living End. It does feel like we're playing entire leagues and not playing against a single real deck. We're not playing against Nadu, we're not playing against Titan Scam. I guess we played against Titan this time, but Villain just gave up. Should you not go for Lethal? I was wondering, but I just kept the counterspell and decided not to. Let's say I go for Lethal and I get Brazil Borrowed on my Frog, then untap Cascade. That sounded like a bad time. Living End not real? I guess Living End is pretty real, fair. So Kali Garden is like fine, but would I rather play Noble Hierarch or Kali Garden? Like, it's not clear to me. Maybe Kali is better than Noble Hierarch. I have 24 lands in my deck right now, because why not? Second Arbor, yeah, that would be okay too. It's kind of similar to having Kali Garden in your deck too. Combo a bit without Nantuko. Sure, I mean, Noble Hierarch does the same. I think a second Dryad Arbor like achieves kind of most of that too. Actually, 2 Dryad Arbors, yeah. Can board down on them. 25 lands, 2 of them Dryad Arbor. I've also had Court for Dryad Arbor, that's just pretty solid. It doesn't count your land count. Yeah, that's why I cast a spell. The Hierarch. I think Kalni is a pretty fake land too, for what it's worth. Well, it takes a while to play those with a hand like this. 2 Flare of Daniels. But I get to fetch a Survey land, that's gonna fix everything. In fact, I'll lead on a Survey land. Then turn to Blood Fountain, turn 3 Hardcast Flare. Basic plane, spas. To mi graj, byczku. Davinki, you seem to have a... That's good. You seem to have a knack for having problems with stuff that no person should be worried about. Field of Ruin. Suppression field. Oh no, against my Froggers. It's a bit annoying, but I guess I can just... I mean, if I want to grow my Frog, I have to do it now. It's pretty good against me. No way I flare though. Maybe discard 1 monitor to have a 2-free? Probably no, probably it's fine. It just deal 1 is okay. Holy shit, activate ability, that's broken. It's broken, I don't have the mana for that. Lay down arms. Okay. Cookbook. 2 mana to activate. Oh, I'll discard my Daredevil to my... Well, yeah. Peacekeeper? I barely knew her. Privoseju. That's fine too, but a bit LA non-bow with the fairy, so. The fairy also interacts with whatever we need to interact with. O kurwa, Blood Tokena mi zabił. Co za skurwysyn. I wouldn't say I feel like that you need white, but I just want it. I just want the fairy. The fairy is incredible. It interacts and it blocks you out of weird hate pieces, and it just is a good card in grindy games, and it also protects your combo. Like, what more do you want? White is gonna be in your deck anyways. If you want to play Encore 2 or 3 sources. Ale jestem rozjebany, no. I guess you get soloed by Suppression Field. It's just really good against me. I think I was supposed to counter it then. I just didn't realize to what extent my deck doesn't function. Hey Piotr, you think Ugen's Lab has no spot in Affinity? What makes you think that's what I think? In fact, I played an Affinity deck today and it had Ugen's Labyrinth in it, so I think that could make you think the opposite, that it does have a spot. Flare was really awkward this game. I don't know what I should sideboard against them, like... I guess I need to stop Suppression Field and then it's gonna be fine. This is a Pierce matchup. As I said, I want to stop Suppression Field and that's all I care about because the rest of their deck doesn't do anything and that card does everything. Let's lead on Sewers. Tamio? Nah. I don't think so. Best performing PT Nano deck? Bunt. I guess I'm not playing, so maybe it's not gonna be that bad. Will they have Energy Raft 2 with all their permanents? Probably not. Seems pretty bad with cards like Suppression Field. If I remember correctly, and it sweeps enchantments, which I guess it does because it was supposed to be the Urza Saga bully. Weź spierdalaj, no zostaw mi żabuncję. Typie. Frogers. Oh, another one. A rebeat. I'll get the cookbook. I don't need the first one. I think I'd rather keep the fountain, since I don't have the Daredevil. Flagstones of Trocire. Portable Hall. Bro. Leave my Froggers alone. Suppression Field. No weź się, odpierdol. Zjeb. Dobra, Saga. 5 mana constructs incoming. Tawara costs 6, 5 mana to channel anyways on this. Suppression field. 10,000 mana constructs. Incoming. Holy guacamole. 4 mana Mishra's Bubble. See, top 6. Rough times. Jezusku, no. How do these people beat a Storm deck? They just simply are fine losing a match. Now and then. Does it really counter Nado decks? I guess like you have Suppression Field and Shuko is expensive, but... I mean, Nado deck is about ramping. Seems really weak against a Force of Vigor deck too. Which Nadu seems to be. A rule of law effects for Storm, that is, I guess, yeah. This dog is crazy, yeah. Tapped. Dobra, kurwa, nie gra z tobą, koniec. Co to jest za psychopata jakiś w ligach grasujący? We never stood a chance. What are the decks where Suppression Field doesn't do anything, chat? I guess everyone runs fetches. Why isn't that card a 4-off in every meta deck then? Curious. Curious how it all works out. Progress. The frog is gonna be so big. Play frog, discard Daredevil, then next turn I play 2 fountains to grow it by 4 extra counters. Did I settle on Oracle being optimal on paper too? Yeah, Oracle is just good, you then don't have vulnerabilities to random stuff. It's just worth playing. Aye aye aye. It's just ban. Why do people play ban? Stop. I am not sure if I had a canopy or not. No, I didn't. Are they shifting woodlands in the meme land slot? Attack with Vital on, that's crazy. Just seems so bad. I mean, I'll discard my entire hand if I need to. What do you think you're doing? I do have Tamio in my deck, Johnstar. But please, refrain from being cringe and just call her Tamio. That'll be better for all of us. Wow, what a play, bro. Attack for 8 sounds good. Maybe she could have just blocked Swiss Spear and not idle on, and just assume I'll not be casting any spells. Then they'll have 2 Eidolons. That was probably better. Cast 3 spells. 2 spells, so that's enough now. Yeah, I should have blocked Swiss Spear. That was a big mistake, actually. But kind of funny. Frog just beats burn by itself. And yeah, now they have a 1 damage burn spell, they win. Attack, play ball. Yeah, okay, nice sequencing. I don't know, I didn't think I can just raise them, but I could have. Crazy. I think Fod Monitor is pretty bad. I think Flare of the Nile is pretty bad, honestly. Just in general, from having played with it. In this deck, it seems pretty rough. I just don't want to sack the Frog and don't want to sack the Tamio, so... Nethergoyf's over Tamio. Maybe Nethergoyf is fine, I don't know. I feel like this deck doesn't have enough support for Blue Flare. It's not possible to have enough support for Blue Flare. There simply don't exist blue creatures that you want to sacrifice. Well, the one that makes him up token is not a modern playable card, which is a big issue with it. Like, when I said that there simply don't exist creatures that you want to sacrifice to flare, it was implied that there simply don't exist playable creatures that you want to sacrifice to flare. Unplayable? Yeah, there is like plenty. The 4 mana 1/1 that makes it 3/3, that makes it 9/9. Yeah, that would be fucked up. That guy is crazy. This is Merktide that leans heavier into graveyard, can get hit by LD. My deck? It's not a Merktide deck, bro. It's a Kappa Cannoneer deck. Please learn the difference. You'd assume Flare of Daniel makes a blue dredge feasible if they can play up to 8 free counters. You'd assume so, but then you actually try to build a deck and you dredge nothing. You don't have enablers, and like the counters, you can fit them. Maybe if you wouldn't need to play lands in your deck, then you'd fit those free counters and be like free counter pitch dredge, but you can do that with Bazaar and Vintage. But not in a real situation. Ooh, that's nice. Kinda. Manaless Dredge used to be a thing in Legacy. Sure. Used to be in Legacy. Yet, here we are in Modern. Just play Manaless Dredge. Sure. Should discard the Daredevil maybe? No, not really. I'll play the second Frogs there. Watcher for tomorrow is playable and good. Modern. Cards. Popular. Modern. Let's see. Top 100 creatures. It's top 50 creatures in Modern. Is Watcher of Tomorrow here? No. Watcher of Tomorrow. Modern. Last 3 months. Search. See? What? How was the name of the card, chat? For tomorrow. Nodex found in last 3 months. Let's try since printing. Okay, there is 4 pages of decks. Last happened in Azuris Control at Den 24 Sun 930 Modern 10k Open 8 slot RCQ by Lex Malum. And before that last year. And then a year before. Yeah, seems pretty good. 2 Eidolons, bro. I'm not casting any spells anymore. I don't know if you realize that. By your current logic, Hogak was unplayable for like 2 weeks after printing because nobody played him. You know, it was instantly played. What are you talking about? Also, did not say that. Like, that's you who said that. Like, I didn't say that by the fact that the card didn't show up in the results, it means it's unplayable. But it's a pretty good signal. Put Quackwork into play here, right? No, I'm just killing them. I don't need anything else, just frogs. Next turn I jump 2 frogs and they die. Country roads, country roads, country roads. Country roads. Is it better to kill them or kill them while having food though? It would cost me 2 life to get that food. I'm not willing to. Take in free. Bro, no, I would not. It's more complicated than that. I promise. I wouldn't have the mana. Perhaps.
He's a phenomenal control player.
Dabinky, thank you for your Prime sub. Now villain is just dying. Because they bolted. Peloni, 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 Peloni. Probably want Force of Negation over Flare of Daniel. Flare just too bad. Fun fact, he would have died anyway. That's pretty funny, yeah. Thoughtseize against Burn. I refuse. Purify land this hand is great. No, it isn't. O Jezus. Ale gówno. Guess this cycles twice. But wars have 2 baubles to cycle to draw lands. Or Asmo or something. Oh, here she is. Yeah, the turn 1 Saga. Saga 1-lander classic. Such a classic. Also, they are drawing an Arid Messiah. Arid Messiah. Oh, another Daredevil. That's sick. Arid Messiah. Sanctifier on Veg. Holy guacamole, that's a bit annoying. Haven't seen that card in a while. Nobody plays it versus Titan, that's fair. Ale syf. Ja pierdziel. I need a Kappa. I'll look at the bolt again. Because I don't care. We got a Kappa. And a land, that's perfect. I actually can't cast Kappa now. It's because the frog. they want to play this game, they'll just lose to cookbook discard every turn, gain 3. If they want to spend 2 burn spells on this, that's fine. If they want to keep this to block the frog, I can make it flying. Sure. So now my opponent has no resources. I discard a cookbook next this turn to make another food and play Kappa next turn. Then they can't win. I crack a food every turn. Make a food, grow Kappa. One mana Mind Rot, not good. Which one? The bolt? Seems pretty not good, yeah. Ward 4, that's so much. Ward 4 for what? Ah, for ward, I see. Hey, kappa kappa hey, kappa kappa hey, kappa 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 hey, kappa kappa hey. I can't believe I used to play League so much. Good plan, bro. Shoop. Can cast 2 spells. Well, 1 spell. Make it count. Incoming deflecting palm. And so what? I still win. Shoop. Out Kappad. Asmo Kappa was okay with 4-1, although it was just disjointed and didn't make all that much sense as a deck. Flare of Daniel was plainly weak. Frog was pretty impressive in a few spots. It was impressive against Living End and impressive against Burn. MTG Goldfish, Asmo Kappa. Ale syf. Ja pierdolę, co ty mi wysłałeś? Kappa Cannoneer, Sorin of House Markov, Psychic Frog, Nethergoyf. Just foregoing the pretense of actually casting Cannoneer. I think you need to do like a little bit of work to cast it. Your list doesn't seem to be working it. Sorin. Sorin is kind of funny, I guess. But I don't think it makes that much sense. And the inherent anti-synergy of Psychic Froggers and Urza Saga is a bit stinky. Where's Misha's Bubble in this list? You'll play another guy. Brother. In Kappa. Misha's Bubble Kappa. I mean, I never have the strength of will to save my Misha's Bubble ever, so it's a bit awkward. But I think it makes sense to play Tamio. Tamio with Kappa, that's kind of a combination. I think that's a good one-drop to have alongside it. Maybe Metallic Rebukake is better than Flare of Daniel, but Metallic Rebukake also... Nah. Just like mana leak. With extra steps that are not pleasurable. Spyglass Siren is playable since we have Flare and makes a blood. I'm cutting Flare immediately from the list so that people don't have any funny ideas about playing Spyglass Siren then. Because not on my watch. I'll tell you that. What do I think are the best decks coming out of MH3 so far? It's Nadu. I'll be playing the challenge in 2 hours. I'll finish the stream now and I'll come back in 2 hours for the Nadu challenge. So that's because I believe it's the strongest deck ever. And my deck will contain no Spyglass Siren. Take me to church, I am a Kappa Cannoneer, and I will cast spells if you let me do this, and I will be shooting from my cannon. Attack unblockable, deal damage for every +1/+1 counter. And I will be unblockable forever. Don't have any Pioneer decks. With Phoenix. Jezu, jak to laguje gówno, no. Will my PT testing be streamed? Well, I am sad to break it to you, my friend, but it will not. Reason being is that there is no PT testing. I'm not playing at a PT. My foil. And who is Alan Andrzejewski from Poland is the representative of the Polish people. And a few others. Sodek actually is playing. Did I like the World Magic Cup format? Yeah, it was pretty fun. Any representatives of Polish MTG capital Poznań? No, I don't think so. Olsen did not qualify for Amsterdam. Neither did Zerk. I am gay. Am I allowed to participate in your stream? Sure. You're welcome. What a great introduction. Sky Clef Apparition was the card we wanted to acquire. Four tickets. Oh. I am not. Am I also allowed to participate? Sure, you're welcome. Need to redraw because it was a one Dread Arbor deck. Hey. Two Dread Arbor, now it's good. Playing your DB account, I would rather play in my actual account to earn tickets by winning with Nadu easily. So thank you for watching and see you in 1 hour 45 minutes for this event. I will send you over to Jędrek for now, but you come back.